What's going on, gamers? It's your boy Brawler John with another episode of How to Play. And on today's episode, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to stay wide, gamers. We are bringing to you a spicy HISUIAN AVALUGG team courtesy of the best AVALUGG player in the entire world, Salty Dolphin. If you guys haven't heard of Salty Dolphin is an amazing content creator over on twitch.tv/Salty Dolphin. You can also find Salty Dolphin on YouTube as well. I will be putting their link in the description below so that you guys can check out an amazing creator who has inspired me on my journey of content creation and the mastermind behind this team. Alright, now this team is centered around the Lug. How can we put Lug in a position to win games? Now, HISUIAN AVALUGG is Ice Rock, which offensively is absolutely amazing. However, defensively, it has some struggles, and this Pokemon is obviously very slow. So step one is Trick Room, right? We need speed control. Now, what's the safest way to set up Trick Room for the Lug? You'll notice we have two of the best Trick Room setters in the format. That way you can choose based on matchup which Trick Room setter you want to feature for your matchup. We have Indeedee and we have Cresselia. Now, the Indeedee has Psychic Surge, boosting its special defense, making it the probably best Trick Room setter when you're going against something like Chi-Yu Fluttermane, because Chi-Yu Fluttermane can put on so much offensive pressure on the special side of things. This Cresselia is max HP and max defense. You'll also notice Terra Water. This is the Cresselia specifically engineered to set up Trick Room in front of Torn Urshifu. Urshifu loves to go Terra Water in rain and knock out those Trick Room setters. So if you have the feeling that your opponent is going for Urshifu, you could lead Cresselia. If you have the feeling your opponent's going for something like Chi-Yu Fluttermane, you could lead Indeedee. If your opponent has access to both, then you lead both, because we could go something like Follow Me Trick Room, a tale as old as time. Now, Trick Room is up. How do we win the game? We have two win conditions, alright? We have Avalugg with Mountain Gale, Rock Slide, Earthquake, and Wide Guard. Sometimes you just have to stay wide. If you're ever caught outside of Trick Room and you're in front of something like a Fluttermane or a Chi-Yu, they're gonna click Heat Wave, Dazzling Gleam. You just know they are. Hit them with the Wide Guard, catch them off guard. Now, Mountain Gale is great offensive move. It pumps out a bunch of damage. Ditto for Rock Slide with Stab. And the Earthquake is here for those pesky Heatrans and also Iron Hands, because Iron Hands has a great matchup into Avalugg. However, not this Avalugg, because we are carrying Earthquake and we are also carrying Terra Ghost, which allows us to dodge Drain Punch, which is really, really important. Next up on our win condition list, we have Regidrago with Room Service. This is a slow Drago who wants to set up the Trick Room and wants to pump out the Dragon Energy in Trick Room. This strategy is so fun. When you hit that Dragon Energy in Trick Room for the first time, guys, you're gonna feel like a brand new person. Now, the other two options are Fluttermane and Chi-Yu. Fluttermane and Chi-Yu are here for a couple of different reasons. Reason number one, Salty let me know that one of his favorite leads with this team is Indeedee Fluttermane. And even though it's a lead you wouldn't originally think of, what it does is it puts your opponent in a position where they want to be covering for Trick Room. But if they cover for Trick Room entirely, they're going to be taking huge damage from the Fluttermane with Specs. Now, the Chi-Yu, you'll notice, is Safety Goggles, and this Chi-Yu is actually quite slow, so it will underspeed other really fast Pokemon, and the Safety Goggles is there as your answer to Amoonguss, right? Because Amoonguss is very, very pesky, and Amoonguss against this team wants to basically hit you with Spore, right? So the Chi-Yu is something you want to bring when your opponent has Amoonguss, right? Because you can switch it into a Spore, and then you immediately threaten the Amoonguss with a one-hit knockout on the Heat Wave. So Fluttermane and Chi-Yu are kind of our situational damage dealers, with our main Trick Room setters of Indeedee Cresselia, and our main damage dealers of Regidrago and Avalugg. Once again, guys, if you think this team is Pog champion, which it is, try out the rental. It's in the upper right-hand corner. Check out Salty Dolphin's live streams over on Twitch, and check out their videos over on YouTube. The links will be in the description down below. This team is really fun. I hope you guys enjoy the games. By the way, this stream and this video is sponsored by G Fuel. You can get up to 30% off your next order on gfuel.com by using discount code BrawlingJohn. So guys, enjoy the video, drop a like, drop a comment, let me know which Pokemon you want me to feature next. Stay wide, and yeah. Alrighty, here we go. And we have Chi-Yu Fluttermane, which can always be a little bit scary in the mirror match. You gotta kind of wonder, well, how can I really set up the Trick Room here? Helping Hand, Trick Room, Psychic, Moonblast. This thing's a double attacker. Okay, so, I mean, it looks like Avalugg is really strong here offensively. It's just so good into so much of what my opponent has. The problem is if my opponent leads something like Chi-Yu and Flutter, how am I able to get up the Trick Room efficiently, so to speak? HP and defense. They're so weak to special attack. I guess Indeedee is the Trick Roomer here. So we can go for Indeedee here as a lead. He can't taunt me unless he has taunt on the Gyarados. I could go for something like Indeedee plus Fluttermane. And then we can go for Live Laugh Lug, and we could go for Regidrago in the back. This is under the guise that Lug takes care of Fluttermane, and then Regidrago should be really good offensively into the rest of that team, right? So it's a little bit scary. Part of me is already regretting not going for the Cresselia, because I feel like going for Cresselia could have been a little bit more safe, because I'm expecting Chi-Yu Flutter here. Yeah, and there's Chi-Yu Flutter. I think the premise here is that I go for Terra Fairy, and I kind of just hope that Indeedee lives the double up, right? I think that's kind of sort of the only way that I can really play this. There's also a chance that my Flutter outspeeds their Flutter, which is always solid. Now let's see. It is Booster, Energy, Speed. Okay, so the outspeeding is out the window, right? So I'm gonna go Terra Fairy on the Indeedee so that we live a Dark Pulse here. I am going to go for Trick Room. And then offensively, I'm debating between Shadow Ball and just Dazzling Gleam. Just to get off some really good chip damage across the board here. And to cover for Terras. Although Moonblast into Chi-Yu might be really nice. I think I'll go Shadow Ball into Flutter here. See if I can't just knock out the Flutter turn 1. But let's see what they go for here. Like I said, it's an interesting turn. This is one of the few leads that you are truly afraid of. Because Chi-Yu Flutter is absolute insanity. So it's interesting that we get that on our first game of the day. But let's see how it goes. Alright, so they're going for an Icy Wind here, which I have to think is really good news for me. Because it allows me to set up Trick Room, and because they're dropping the speed on Fluttermane, it's actually just going to allow me to kind of stay in here with the Fluttermane. Although they do hit me with a Snarl, which is interesting. Shadow Ball at -1, super effective with Chi-Yu on the field, is just going to pick up a knockout. Because I'm Specs, most likely here. Now, Indeedee does get to set up the Trick Room here. So now, now we got to figure out how we want to play this, right? Let's see what else they have here. They bring in Gyarados. Gyarados is going to go ahead and drop the speed of both my Mons here. I'm debating between staying in and just going for that hard switch here. My Fluttermane is -1 speed, so I guess it is possible that it could be slower here than the Flutter Butter. I think I am down to go for Psychic in Psychic Terrain into the Gyarados slot, and then I'll Shadow Ball the Gyarados slot as well. I think generally speaking they should pick up a knockout here. into one of my slots. I'm hoping they knock out the Flutter Mane with Gyarados. So that's my hope. They bring in Bramble Gas. Indeedee going to go for some good damage here in Psychic Terrain. That's pretty good chip. Here's Shadow Ball. That's also pretty good chip. Gonna drop the special defense of Gyarados. Gyarados is going to heal up with a berry. And then now this should set up Avalugg here pretty nicely. Waterfall into Flutter Mane is going to pick up the knockout on Flutter Mane. Now, from this position, I'm actually wondering if I should just go Regidrago here. Because they lost their Flutter Mane, so I actually think this is a good chance to bring out the Regidrago and really show off the power of Room Service, right? Because Psychic Terrain is up, so I can't be Shadow Sneaked. He's going to have to switch into this, right? Which is really, really nice for us. So I can go for a Helping Hand into Regidrago with the Dragon Energy, and that should be okay here. The Bramble Gas might be Focus Sash, so it's debatable that I should have Psychic'd into that slot. But let's see what they go for here. Please don't be Terra Fairy on anybody. Terra Steel. Okay, Terra Steel works. That works. That's understandable. Now, we still have the Lug in the back, right? Which is really, really solid for us. So here comes the Helping Hand. I'm really hoping Dragon Energy goes crazy here. Gyarados goes for Protect. Ah, that's such a good play. My opponent's playing well defensively here. Alright, Dragon Energy into Bramble Gas. Still does so much damage. And they go for a Power Whip, and they miss the Power Whip into Indeedee. Alright, there are 2 turns of Trick Room left, which means that I can just continue to go for a Helping Hand and Dragon Energy, right? I'm trying to think if there's any downside to this. Helping Hand, Dragon Energy. Yeah, because he can't go for like a priority move, so we're fine here. This is totally fine. Alright, here we go. Hey, speaking of Gyarados, Gyarados came up on the music. Alright, that's a double knockout. Let's go. Let's go. That's what we like to see. Alright, that's a good turn. All that's left is Chi-Yu. So what we would like to do here is... wondering if I switch out now. Psychic has no effect. I guess I can go for a Helping Hand. He's gonna Protect, most likely. So we're gonna... oh wow, no Protect. So he's actually just gonna take this. I wonder if this is Assault Vested then. And, oh well, considering they were Snarl, then yeah, that might be Assault Vested. But yeah, Assault Vest is not going to save you from Helping Hand, Chi-Yu, boosted Dragon Energy. And just like that, Live, Laugh, Lug with the victory. I know we didn't get to bring the Lug in here, but it just turns out we got rid of the Flutter on turn 1. So we were able to kind of save... we were able to kind of just go directly into Regidrago, where under normal circumstances, I would have went into the Lug. So GG's to my opponent. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah. Alrighty, here we go. Next game. And I'm in a similar situation here where, once again, my opponent has access to Flutter Chi-Yu, which is, of course, the scariest option that they could have for me. I could debatably go into Cresselia here, but I think we'll stick with what we did last time. Now, the only scary thing is they do have 2 fairy types, right? So I think it becomes a little bit questionable whether or not we bring Regidrago here, given their team. It's definitely gonna be Lug. Is our Chi-Yu low speed? So our Chi-Yu has minimal speed investment, so I'm almost thinking of just bringing the Chi-Yu here and just banking on the fact that my Chi-Yu is slower than the majority of their team, with the exception of Iron Hands, of course, because between Enamorus and Fluttermane, I don't know if I can reliably bring Regidrago and have it impact the game positively. So I think going for Chi-Yu might actually be okay, even though it seems a little weird here. So let's try that. Let's leave the Regidrago at home, even though it looks like Regidrago should be really good here. Let's see how this game goes. I'm very interested to see if my opponent leads Fluttermane Chi-Yu again, because my last opponent led Flutter Chi-Yu, and we were able to survive it, but it's such a volatile lead, because you don't know when it's like specs, you know? Alright, so they bring their own Indeedee Flutter. This is very interesting. This is very interesting. So they bring Indeedee Flutter. Now, are you booster speed? What's going on here? So I guess I don't need to Terra in this case, which is solid. I do really want to go for Trick Room, but the other part of me kind of just wants to go for Helping Hand. But I want to set up Trick Room. This could be something like Imprison, which would be interesting. And because it could be Imprison, I am interested in going for Moonblast into that Indeedee slot. I think that could be decent. Okay, here we go. So then Indeedee just spams Follow Me. Okay, that's okay. Now, they can knock out my Fluttermane with, ooh, my lord! Oh, my lord! Oh, gosh. Alright, I think our Fluttermane goes down here, but this should give me the free switch-in that I was looking for into the Lug. Lug. Alright, guys, I think it's Lug Gaming. I think it's our time. The dimensions have been twisted. The Lug is here. Stay wide, gamers. Stay wide. Iron Hands. Alright, so Iron Hands does not have access to Fake Out. That's the first thing to note here. Now, Iron Hands does have super effective damage into the Lug, which we probably don't want to take. So what I am going to do is I am going to Helping... I mean, I could just spam Follow Me, right? But I think it's better off to go Helping Hand into the Avalugg, Terra Ghost. This may also make the target flinch. And then I'm going to go for a Rock Slide here, I think. Just to kind of get rid of the Fluttermane here. Because he's going to be going for a fighting move into the Lug, right? So I think I want to knock out the Fluttermane as best I can. Although, I suppose that Fluttermane could be Sash. But I think the Fluttermane is Specs. So I want to knock out the Fluttermane with Rock Slide here. And then I also want a chance at maybe flinching the Iron Hands. That could be decent as well. So let's see what we get here. Big Rock Slide, knock out the Fluttermane. Oh, Fluttermane holds. Iron Hands flinches. Oh no! That's the worst! Oh, that's the worst case scenario. We do get a Sturdy, but that is so bad. Oh no. We do get Weakness Policy, which is nice. So I can go for something like Earthquake here. Ugh. That is so rough. Does Indeedee live one Earthquake? I'm gonna go for Psychic into Iron Hands. And I'm gonna go for an Earthquake here. To pick up a double knockout, or at least a lot of damage. Oh, this is so risky, but I have to play risky now, I think, given what's happened to me. Yeah, let's do it. Alright, this is gonna be a big Earthquake, I'm hoping. Alright, Iron Hands goes down to almost dead. Now, Indeedee should pick up the knockout into Iron Hands here. Alright, he goes for Wild Charge. Alright, so we lose our Lug, but Lug does the damage. That was just such an unfortunate turn for us. I really thought Helping Hand Rock Slide would pick up the Flutter Mane there, but I guess that's just me not knowing my calcs, right? Now, I could have went for Follow Me on the Indeedee, and then I would have had my Lug for one more turn, but I think it's still, generally speaking, okay, right? Because now I have a few turns left of Trick Room, and depending on who their last Pokemon is, I can either stall out my own Trick Room, or, oh wow, it's the Chi-Yu Mirror Match. Chi-Yu Mirror Match. That's certainly scary, right? How many turns of Trick Room do we have left? We have 2 turns of Trick Room here. So the question becomes, do we go Follow Me, or do we just start attacking? I think I'm okay to go Follow Me. And Nasty Plot here. Because he might Protect, right? This is scary. Yep, he goes for Protect. Okay, that's perfect. I get a free Nasty Plot. So now my Chi-Yu should definitely be ahead of their Chi-Yu in terms of, like, offensive output and kind of what we're looking into here. Now, he could go for something like Heat Wave here. I think I'm interested in Helping Hand Dark Pulse. Given that he's seen the Follow Me. Right? Yeah, I'm interested in Helping Hand Dark Pulse into their Chi-Yu. Alright, let's see what they got. This is +2 Helping Handed Beads of Ruin, and it has a chance to flinch. It's really good damage. He goes for Dark Pulse into Indeedee. Okay, so now he is faster, so I think as long as I don't flinch, I win. Which, you know? Alright guys, as long as we don't flinch, we win here. Don't flinch and we win. Don't flinch and we win. Don't flinch and we win. Come on. Come on. Show me the money. Oh, this is so rough. I hate relying on something like this, but I have a 70% chance to win this game, I think, right? Maybe more. Because it's possible that I live 2 Dark Pulses. Ooh, they're going for a Terastallization. Are you like Terra Water? Water? Terra Grass. Okay. So, I mean, like, I live Terra Blast the same. He just goes for Dark Pulse. Oh, that does nothing into me. He does get the flinch. Okay. Alright, guys, we're playing that game. We are playing that game. Alright, no flinch, no flinch, no flinch, no flinch. No! Come on! There's no way! Stop it! Dude, there's no way this is gonna happen to me. What are you protecting for? Are you PP stalling me? What was that? Oh my god, dude. There's no way they just hit their 30% roll twice. Come on. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, and we win? And we win. Oh, oh dude. Oh, no. GG's to my opponent, though. Live, laugh, lug. Shout out to Salty Dolphin. Stay wide, gamers. Stay wide. Alrighty, next game of the day. And we have an interesting matchup here. Because I'm hard Trick Room, but my opponent has some really good answers into that. And being able to kind of stop the Trick Room from going up. Now, there is no Chi-Yu here, so leading Cresselia has some value, since my Cresselia can kind of live anything that might be coming from that Flutter Mane. So I think Cresselia is the lead. I don't really see much priority from their side of the field. The interesting thing is they do have an Amoonguss. So Amoonguss can be a bit of an issue here. I'm wondering who I want as my partner. What Terra do we have on the Chi-Yu? Terra Ghost. Do we bring in Indeedee? And does Indeedee help here? Indeedee is actually decently solid offensively. But I think I probably want to go with Flutter here. I think I want to go... I think I have to go Indeedee here. I think I'm going to go Indeedee with Live, Laugh, Lug, and I need Chi-Yu for a Moongus, so I'm going to go Chi-Yu in the back. This could be really bad, and I did not bring the Regidrago, despite Regidrago having a pretty decent matchup into most of this. But I kind of panicked, and I realized that if my opponent leads Iron Hands turn 1, Iron Hands is really, really good into Cress, because it can fake out my Trick Room, and I don't believe I have Protect. As it turns out, I did not need to do that at all. So a little bit of mistake there, but that's okay. So he can't taunt, right? He can't taunt because of what we've set up here, which is really, really nice. I could go for Follow Me just to redirect any Shadow Balls, which I think is probably the play here. I think we go Trick Room. I think I just go Follow Me. We redirect the Shadow Ball. It could go for like Dazzling Gleam and like Bleak Wind Storm, but that just wouldn't be enough to knock out the Crest, I don't think. I just don't imagine that being enough. Yeah. This is just the play we have to go for here. If it's Terra Fairy Flutter Mane, then... I mean, this could be close. Something like Terra Fairy Specs. But I still think I would live Specs Gleam and Bleak Wind Storm, I think. Alright, so the Follow Me comes up. Hopefully this is Shadow Ball, but probably not. Probably Moonblast. Alright, so Taunt in Psychic Terrain is just not going to go through. And it is Moonblast. I wouldn't mind if it just knocked out the Indeedee here. I wouldn't mind at all. Indeedee holds. It's debatable that I even wanted it to hold, to be totally honest here. So now, because like I want a free switch in, right? That's what I desire. Yeah, I desire a free switch in. Just don't know how I'm gonna get it. Alright, I think we're just gonna go for Psychic boosted moves here. I can see the Flutter protecting. So I guess I'm gonna double into the Torn slot. The Flutter switches out here. Man, I really should have switched. So this is tough because what's gonna end up happening here is I don't know if I'm gonna apply enough offensive pressure. Although double Psychic in terrain is pretty solid pressure. Ooh, with that special defense drop, we might just knock out the Torn here. Ooh, the Torn lives on 1, dude. Alright, I really hope this knocks out Indeedee. Oh no, Indeedee and Voids. No, I just want Indeedee to go down. Alright, double Psychic into Iron Hands here. Hopefully Indeedee goes down this turn so we can at least get in Lug to hit a nice Earthquake for us onto the Iron Hand slot. Or, I guess, yeah, that's fine. So I think not picking up the Torn would have almost been a blessing in disguise. Oh, he fakes out the Cress because Cress has Levitate. That's a heads-up play. Heads-up play from my opponent. Psychic still does pretty good chunk damage. Please just hit the Indeedee. Dude, there's no way they missed the Indeedee twice. They're going to win this game because they're actually missing the right target here. This is this is insane, dude. The thing is like, okay, he's not gonna Drain Punch this slot, right? I just don't want them to take damage. Oh, this is so bad. Alright, Psychic into Iron Hands. And I guess Psychic into Iron Hands, huh? Alright, he goes for Volt Switch. Did they have a Dark type that they wanted to switch in here? I'm trying to remember Team Preview if they had any Dark types. It's just Flutter Mane. I mean, I'm okay with hitting Flutter with double Psychics here. Flutter takes it pretty well, though, all things considered. It's pretty good damage, actually. Alright, so, oh my god, Indeedee survives. I've lost this game because we just missed. Alright, Psychic into Torn and Psychic into the Flutter Mane slot here, which actually should pick up. Flutter Mane goes for Protect. This is the last turn of Trick Room. My opponent has successfully stalled my Trick Room by mistake. Actually goes for Tailwind here. Okay. But you're gonna lose Flutter. I think Indeedee is arranged to pick up the Flutter here. Maybe they're saying they don't need Flutter, that they can win with just hands and their last Pokemon here. Okay. Who's the last Pokemon? Is this Shifu? If it's Shifu, then they're probably right. Although, I guess Terra Grass on the lug might be able to win it for me. Oh, they surrendered? Maybe they weren't expecting me to knock out the Flutter Mane there. I really hope that wasn't on my end. I believe we won, but we take those? GG's? Huh? Alrighty guys, I hope you enjoyed the games. I was able to confirm in that last game I did pick up the win and my opponent DC'd. I guess my opponent just wasn't expecting me to knock out the Flutter Mane there. But it's strange because my opponent saw that Indeedee's Psychic was enough damage to knock out the Flutter. So I'm not too sure why they wouldn't kind of see that one coming. But hey, a win is a win is a win, and we take it. So guys, we hopped on ladder. We went 3-0 with this team in our first 3 games. I'm genuinely blown away by the options this team afforded me. So Salty, thank you for the rental. Anyone who's watching, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. Like I said, drop a comment. Let me know what you guys want to see in the next video. Yeah.